Welcome to the Vibes Lab, your front row seat to the science behind VIA, the Vibes AI agentic platform making everyday brain health accessible to all. Every episode is designed to reveal insights that will enhance your cognitive health and well-being. Follow us to grab your lab key and experience limitless intelligence.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Imagine for a moment a profound key to women's health isn't, a new medication or some complex procedure, but maybe something as ancient, as primal as sound itself.
It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it?
It really does. Today, we're taking a truly unexpected plunge into how specific vibrations might actually reshape everything from menstrual cycles to fertility.
Yeah.
The female reproductive system.
Yeah.
It isn't just a set of organs, is it? It feels more like this delicate symphony, you could say.
That's a great way to put it. A symphony of hormonal rhythms, cyclical changes.
Exactly. And what's truly remarkable, and what we're about to get into, is how incredibly well this intricate system seems to respond to, therapeutic sound interventions.
That's right. Our mission today really is to explore the emerging research. We want to see how specific frequencies, specific sound healing modalities can measurably influence things like your autonomic nervous system, your hormonal balance, and ultimately your overall reproductive wellness. And we're going to uncover some surprising facts, I think. Stuff that spans from really ancient wisdom all the way to cutting-edge modern clinical studies.
So giving you, the listener, a shortcut to getting well-informed on this.
Hopefully, yeah, on this really captivating subject.
So let's unpack this idea. You describe the female reproductive system as a symphony. How do its natural rhythms, these cycles and frequencies, actually mirror sound therapy principles? What's the connection?
Well, what's fascinating is that the female body, it kind of intrinsically operates on these cyclical patterns, these harmonic relationships, a bit like music, actually. Your reproductive cycle, for instance, it has its own natural rhythm, right? So by supporting these inherent rhythms with therapeutic sound, we can essentially help tune the body, bring it back into its own optimal frequency.
Tuning the body. I like that.
Yeah, restoring balance and potentially alleviating quite a few common reproductive health challenges. It's really about working with the body's innate wisdom, not against it.
Okay, that makes sense. So how does this work in practice then? Let's get into some of these evidence-based sound healing methods. First up, tuning fork therapy.
Right.
Now, the idea that specific musical intervals could directly impact our reproductive health via the nervous and endocrine systems, it almost sounds a bit too simple, doesn't it?
It does, but the research is actually quite compelling. Clinical studies in tuning fork therapy have identified specific intervals that seem to create measurable physiological changes.
Like what?
Okay, so take the unison interval, for example. What's really astonishing here is how this specific musical interval, the unison, can apparently target a tiny nerve cluster, the ganglion of impar.
Ganglion of impar.
Yeah, and it effectively helps reset your nervous system, calming it down. This helps balance your sympathetic, that's your fight or flight, and your parasympathetic, your rest and digest nervous systems.
Right.
And that, in turn, can relax the perineal floor muscles, maybe alleviate menstrual cramps, muscle tension, just generally support the overall reproductive system function.
That's incredibly specific, isn't it? A physiological effect from just sound. How is that thought to work? And are there other intervals showing promise?
Yeah, another powerful one seems to be the second interval. This interval is thought to specifically bring balance to the genital urinary system and the ovaries.
Okay.
It might also stimulate lymphatic discharge, which helps with detoxification, always important. And during pregnancy, there are even notes about it enhancing fetal attachment to the uterine wall.
Wow.
And, on a more, let's say, energetic level, it's thought to promote creative and sexual energy flow. What's interesting mechanically is how these intervals often create these dissonance patterns that sort of helps disperse what people call stuck energy, while at the same time, they bring the reproductive organs into a more harmonious state through resonant frequencies.
So it's breaking up stagnation while also harmonizing.
Kind of, yeah. That's the idea behind it.
Okay. Beyond tuning forks, another modality gaining a lot of traction is Himalayan singing bowl meditation. Now, for our listeners, why is managing stress so critical for reproductive health? And how do singing bowls fit into regulating our autonomic nervous system?
That's a really excellent question. Because chronic stress and that sympathetic nervous system dominance, being stuck in fight or flight all the time.
Which so many of us are.
Exactly. It can severely disrupt menstrual cycle regularity, hormone production, fertility, even ovulation. Essentially, it tells your body, hey, it's not a safe time for reproduction right now.
Makes sense from an evolutionary perspective.
Precisely. And this is where Himalayan singing bowls, or HSBs, seem to come in. There was a key study, Landry, back in 2014,
Okay.
published in the American Journal of Health Promotion. It found that just 12 minutes, only 12 minutes of HSB therapy significantly reduced blood pressure and improved heart rate variability compared to just directed meditation alone.
12 minutes. That's not long at all for a measurable
But
difference.
it's quite efficient.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Maybe our ancestors, instinctively using lullabies or chants, maybe they were onto something much more profound about calming the body from within.
It's quite possible, and further research, like Trivedi and Sabu in 2019, compared HSB meditation with just lying in silence. They found the HSB group achieved more consistent relaxation responses.
Okay.
Participants showed significant reductions in stress and improvements in what we call heart rate variability, or HRV.
Which is a key marker of nervous system health.
Right.
Resilience.
Exactly. It shows your body's ability to adapt to stress. And then, for potentially lasting impact, Panchal and colleagues in 2020 documented positive mood changes and sustained improvements in HRV after 40-minute HSB sessions.
Sustained improvement. So not just feeling good right after, but effects that stick around.
Right, which indicates potential long-term benefits for hormonal regulation and reproductive wellness. This isn't just about feeling calm in the moment. It looks like measurable physiological shifts that echo through the system.
That is truly impactful, demonstrating these immediate scientific effects. And what's amazing is this isn't entirely new, is it? Let's look at how ancient wisdom, like traditional Chinese medicine, used sound. The 6 healing sounds.
Indeed. These are specific vocal toning techniques. They correspond to different organ systems, which, in TCM, are directly related to reproductive health.
Okay.
So, for instance, there's the kidney sound. It's this deep choo vocalization. Yeah. In TCM, the kidneys are seen as the absolute foundation of reproductive essence, overall vitality. So this sound is thought to address things like low sexual energy, nervous system issues, even bone health.
Well, bone health is crucial, especially during menopause.
Absolutely critical, when bone density can become a concern. So that kidney sound targets that foundational energy.
And what about hormonal balance? That's so central for women throughout life.
Right. For that, in the system, we look to the liver sound. This is a softer, extended S-H-H-H-H-H-H, like telling someone to be quiet, but longer. Kind of, yeah. This sound is believed to support hormonal balance and detoxification via the liver pathways. It's also considered incredibly helpful for emotional regulation, during PMS or menopause transitions, and even for helping regulate menstrual flow.
Interesting.
It's all about promoting that overall reproductive system harmony by targeting the organ systems TCM sees as responsible.
So these sounds seem to be working at a really fundamental level.
Yeah.
But how are they actually influencing our neurology? What's the so what for our brains here?
Yeah, good question. It seems to tie back significantly to vagal tone.
The vagus nerve, right?
Exactly. Research is demonstrating that sound therapy can significantly improve vagal tone. That's essentially the strength of your vagus nerve's influence on your heart rate variability and your overall autonomic nervous system balance. Think of the vagus nerve as your body's main calm-down pathway.
The superhighway for calming down. I like that.
Yeah. So enhanced vagal tone basically means that calm-down nerve is working better, more efficiently.
And that directly connects to what?
Well, it directly correlates with things like better hormonal regulation, a stronger immune response, which reduces inflammation, better stress resilience.
So you handle daily pressures better.
Right, which in turn supports fertility and cycle regularity. Studies even show that specific frequencies, particularly in the 4 to 8 hertz range.
Okay, 4 to 8 hertz.
Yeah, they can actually entrain your brain waves, sort of guide them into alpha and theta states.
Which are those deeply relaxed meditative states.
Exactly. Associated with deep relaxation, parasympathetic activation, basically creating the optimal internal conditions for reproductive health to flourish.
That's fascinating, shifting our brainwaves. So it really underscores that it's not just any sound, but potentially specific frequencies for specific benefits. Can you give us some examples of frequencies that have been researched?
Absolutely. There are several that pop up in the literature, for instance, 26 hertz. That specific frequency has been documented in some studies for helping with menstrual cramp relief.
26 hertz for cramps.
Okay. Then you have 528 hertz. This one's often called the love frequency or miracle tone. It's associated with supporting hormonal balance and emotional well-being.
528 hertz.
And others?
432 hertz is another one, widely known for promoting deep relaxation and stress reduction. And 741 hertz is linked to supporting cellular detoxification and kind of hormonal clarity.
Wow. And do we know how these specific frequencies might be working? What are the proposed mechanisms?
Yeah, there are several documented mechanisms being explored. For example, certain frequencies might trigger nitric oxide release.
Which improves blood flow.
Exactly, which is crucial for reproductive organs. They might also activate the body's natural feel-good chemicals, like endorphins and cannabinoid receptors, sort of like getting a runner's high, but from sound. And as we mentioned, that brainwave entrainment, literally shifting your brain into states of deep relaxation and healing. Plus, there's the idea of cellular resonance, that cells respond positively to certain harmonious vibrations. It's really compelling how this traditional wisdom often seems to connect so deeply with modern scientific understanding. That five-element theory in TCM you mentioned, it sounds like a beautiful example of that connection.
It absolutely is. This framework, often used in traditional sound healing, it beautifully outlines the cyclical nature of women's health, and it really corresponds well with our modern understanding of hormonal rhythms.
How so?
Okay, take the water element. In TCM, it's linked to the kidney and bladder systems. Emotionally, it embodies gentleness, calmness. Its sound is that deep we talked about.
Right.
Now, its reproductive impact is all about sexual energy, fertility, that core life force vitality. And that correlates quite directly in modern terms with the luteal phase of the cycle and progesterone production.
Okay, I see the link. What about the other elements?
Well, the wood element is connected to the liver and gallbladder. It's associated with kindness, growth, flexibility. The sound is that S-H-H-H-H-H-H-H.
The liver sound.
Yes. Its reproductive impact involves hormonal metabolism, detoxification, emotional balance, which directly supports things like estrogen processing in the liver and providing PMS relief.
Makes sense.
And finally, the fire element. This is tied to the heart and small intestine. Represents love, joy, connection, consciousness. Its sound is ha www.
How www.
Yeah. This impacts circulation, emotional connection, intimacy. And that correlates beautifully with supporting cardiovascular health, which is especially important for women during and after menopause.
So this isn't just some alternative fringe idea then. It really sounds like it could be a powerful complement to conventional reproductive health care. Are we actually seeing this integration happen in, real-world clinical settings?
We really are, and it's growing. Sound therapy offers things like non-invasive hormone regulation support through balancing the autonomic nervous system. It offers stress reduction protocols that can significantly support fertility treatments, which are often very stressful.
Oh, hugely stressful.
Exactly. And pain management strategies for conditions like severe menstrual disorders or endometriosis. It also aids emotional regulation during big hormonal shifts like pregnancy, postpartum, or menopause. And it helps optimize sleep, which is absolutely critical for reproductive hormone production.
So where are we seeing it used?
We're seeing healthcare providers increasingly recognize its value. You find it in some fertility clinic settings, primarily for stress reduction, in midwifery practices for labor preparation, pain management during labor, and postpartum recovery. Some gynecological offices use it for anxiety reduction before procedures, and even in menopause clinics for holistic symptom management, helping with sleep, mood, and stress.
That really leads us to the future, doesn't it? This convergence of ancient sound healing wisdom with modern scientific validation. It feels like it's creating some really unprecedented opportunities for women's reproductive health.
It absolutely does. As the research continues to validate these intricate mechanisms behind frequency therapeutics, we're moving closer, I think, to a future where sound medicine can provide really precise, maybe even personalized interventions.
Personalized. How so?
Well, imagine personalized frequency profiles. Tailored perhaps to your individual needs, maybe even your specific cycle phase. You could have evidence-based sound prescriptions rooted in solid, peer-reviewed research.
Wow.
And this holistic integration of mind, body, and spirit healing, which sound naturally lends itself to. Plus, we're seeing more potential for measurable outcomes through biometric tracking, things like HRV monitoring, offering a truly scientific lens on what was once purely traditional practice. It's a really exciting time for this field.
So wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, our listener? Our deep dive today, I think, has clearly shown that therapeutic sound offers this gentle yet undeniably powerful pathway towards reproductive health.
Yeah, gentle but potent.
Exactly. The evidence, whether it's from ancient practices thousands of years old or modern clinical studies using sophisticated equipment, it seems clear. It honors both our scientific understanding of physiology and the profound wisdom embedded in traditional healing.
Through continued research, continued clinical applications, sound therapy really does stand poised, I believe, to significantly shift how we approach women's health. One healing frequency at a time, perhaps.
And here's maybe a final thought for you to carry with you. What if the future of women's health isn't just about what we take, pills or supplements, but also about the specific vibrations we embrace? How might a deeper understanding of resonant frequencies change your own approach to wellness and finding balance?